Welcome to the channel. My name's David, and I've been joined by our resident co-host, Boris. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we've been joined by Julian. Good morning.
Morning.
Now, you might not know who Julian is, but you've certainly read his stories. Julian writes all of the stories for the last year, maybe?
Or two,
even longer. So all of these amazing kind of pre-game stories that are on the battle report underneath, this man has written them. So amazing. I really hope you've enjoyed them. Now, exciting day today, or slightly sad day today. I can't quite decide, but it's the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and we've got a 3-part campaign being filmed this weekend with these two gents, White Scars and Night Lords, and it is the last game to be filmed in the UK. Very, very sad.
Emotional.
It is emotional. It's crazy. But, Boris, what have we got in store?
Really quite simple, quick little 3-parter campaign. It is the Battle for JANUSSEN'S Hope, which is our sort of mine, Julian, and a couple other people's homebrew campaign that we've sort of devised over the years.
Nice.
And it's just sort of a fight over a mining facility, and the White Scars and the Night Lords have encountered each other. And in this first mission, we're just running the straight Zone Mortalis encounter missions. We've done the Spearhead and the Reserves deployed, and it's a 750-point game.
Good. Julian, is there any secret squirrel special rule stuff, or we just...
No, we're just going to play as sort of the default encounter rules, normal victory conditions. It's going to be nighttime because we're playing Night Lords. Other than that, it's, plain. We've got a nice setup. It's good to go.
Some horrible infiltrating units right on my doorstep already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you wouldn't not take Terror Marines.
Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun for us. But we've got White Scar Breaches, bit of a controversial choice. But as we like to say on the channel, we challenge stereotypes. So White Scars use breaches as well, and hopefully they'll survive.
And as you mentioned, this is the first of 3 games. So how many points have we got in the first, second, and third?
750. Next game is 1k, and the last game is 1250, and it's a bit of a special mission. We'll see, a bit of a fun story mission for that one. So we're going to escalate up.
Excellent. And as you mentioned, Boris, those Night Lords, they've pushed in hard, haven't they? They're nearly on the White Scars.
Right up on the doorstep.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Any particular units we're looking out for this one? We've just got attack marines and breachers.
Yeah, quite a plain Scars force actually. I've got Seekers, Vigilator, and some Volkite coming in reserve, which should hopefully be good.
Cool.
But I'm super scared from test games of those Terror Marines with Volkite. Preferred enemy plus Volkite in Zone Mortalis. Horrible, but we're not using Cold in the Void. Mostly for my benefit. Julian's been very kind not to agree not to that. But other than that, I think it's going to be a case of holding out, trying to stay back from the Night Lords for a couple of turns, and then we'll engage them on our own terms. Very White Scars like.
Cool. And Julian, you've had some Garden Hammer practice games, haven't you, on this one?
Yeah. We played a few on a smaller table, which I think definitely benefited me because we can't get much on a small dining table. I mean the assessment of Volkite with preferred enemy in Zone Mortalis is kind of unfair. Boris has switched from Flamers on his support squad to Volkite Chargers on his support squad.
Okay.
As a result, but you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah.
Why not? All right, well, we're looking forward to this. Should be quite a nice, thrilling 3-parter. These small games we found out in the past, they escalate really, in particular ones that we've done, Boris, they escalate really, really fast. So and even more so now the Night Lords have got so far into the White Scars. So who's going first at the moment?
At the moment, I've got the first turn.
Yeah, but we would quite like a seize. Mostly just to get out of the way, actually. But it would be good. So Eye of the Storm, White Scars rule. We seize on a 5 or a 6,
Ooh.
+1 to the seize roll. So let's have a look. That is a 6, not even needed. Good start to the campaign. So
congrats.
That'll be White Scars turn 1.
Warlord for the Night Lords is a Delegatus with a Mastercrafted Nostraman Chainglaive, a Combat Shield, and Power Armor. He also has Trophies of Judgment. First troops choice for the Night Lords is a Veteran Tactical Squad with no upgrades, running Weapon Masters, 5 men. Second troops choice for the Night Lords is a Vanilla Tactical Squad, no upgrades on the Sergeant, no bolt pistols or chainswords. First elite choice for the Night Lords, a 6-man Terror Squad, all with Volkite Chargers. Final elite choice, Another 6-man terror squad with Volkite chargers.
Warlord for the White Scars is a Vigilator Consul. He's been given a Refractor Field, a Bolt Gun, and exchanged his Power Armor for Scout Armor to enable him to infiltrate and scout. First of 2 troops choices is a 12-man tactical squad. The Sergeant has been upgraded to have a Lightning Claw. The second compulsory troops choice is a 10-man Breacher squad. The squad has taken no upgrades other than the Sergeant, who has a Power Fist. Third troops choice is a tactical support squad. They've been armed with Volkite chargers. Lastly, in their single fast attack choice, we have a 5-man Seeker squad. The Sergeant and 2 additional Seekers have been upgraded to have Combi Plasma. White Scars turn 1. We started with our Vigilator causing a sabotage attack. 3 hits on strength 5 against that left-hand terror squad and killed 1, which is really great news. It's on into the movement phase. We reacted really. Great to see. So we pushed our breaches backwards away from those nasty Volkite wilderness. We don't want to engage the Night Lords in night fighting, and the tactical squad just pushed up the corridor to see if they can emerge on the other side. White Scars turn 1 shooting and end of the turn. Both squads just ran. We carrying on pushing. Tat squad rolled a 2 and the Breach squad also rolled a 2, but with hardened armor moved only 1. But we just peeled a little bit further away from those Night Lords.
Night Lords turn 1 movement. We've moved closer towards the cowardly White Scars who are hiding from us. Terror squads moved up through those 2 main doors. The Vet squad, which is in the back, they've just kind of edged up a little bit from their deployment. Hopefully we may get a couple of shots off. Let's see. Night Lords turn 1 shooting. The Veterans, they've run 4 inches forwards. The Terror squad here, they've also run 4 inches forwards. They're getting themselves into cover. And the Terror squad on the end here, they ran only 2 inches.
White Scars turn 2 and we're going to roll for reserves. Thanks to the Eye of the Storm rule for our Legion starters, you get +1 to the first reserves roll of each turn. So we're going to try and bring on the Vigilator with his Seeker Bodyguard. 2 up. Classic. Okay, and then the Volkite support squad. Yeah, they come on. Turn 2 movement for White Scars. Started with the tactical squad, just pushed around that corner to see if they can fire some shots into the terror squad. The breachers are reverse direction and brought themselves forward to form a shield wall in front of the newly arrived Volkite, who might be able to put some shots down at that second terror squad. We can cause some casualties. Hopefully we'll reduce their effectiveness for the return fire next turn. White Scars turn 2 shooting, starting with the tactical squad, a few within rapid fire range, so we're going to double tap into that terror squad. We have 15 shots hitting on 3s. Ooh, that's pretty good. 3 misses, 4s to wound. Re-rolling, there's only a single one unfortunately, so we'll drop 4. Re-rolling 1s for swift action for the White Scars roll. That is a wound as well, so that is 3, 6, 8 wounds.
8 wounds, going 2 at a time because the Sergeant is the third back. So, 1 failed already. So we're now 1 at a time. 5 lookout sirs on the Sergeant. Pass those all.
Pass 3.
Pass 3. No, 3 ups. So I passed 3 of the lookout sirs. 2 saves on the Sergeant. Or everyone else. Passed both those saves. 3 more saves. Failed 1 more. So 1 more wound. The Sergeant passes lookout save. That goes on to the extra Terror Marine that's next to him. Okay, so the squad took over 25% casualties. It's going to require a leadership test. Terror Marines with a leadership of 9, which I failed with a double 6. So Night Lords, they have special rule Nostraman Blood, which means that they're going to fall back an extra inch. On top of my roll, that makes 4 inches back.
Volkite's firing next. We have 10 shots from 5 Marines, hitting on 3s. Oh, that's 3 2s, 4 2s, that's not great. That's 5 dropped, that's not great. However, we're wounding on 3s now. 2, so we can't re-roll that from swift action. So that is 4 wounding hits.
Okay, so the Terror Marines, the Sergeant is almost at the back of the squad, so 4 saves won't reach him. So no lookout sirs. Gonna roll. I failed 1, so that's 1 Terror Marine from the front has died.
1 wound caused, so deflagrate. That fails to wound. Last up, the breachers, 13 shots from rapid fire and single shots mixture, hitting on 3s. That's about average. Dropped 5, and then we are wounding on 4s. That's not great. We didn't move our full 6, no swift action. 5 wounding hits. Not too bad overall.
Terra Marines, the Sergeant's still got 3 human shields in the way. Gonna make 3 saves. Failed 1 more. 1 more model removed. 2 more saves on the Terra Squad. Passed both. Terra Marine Squad, they've lost 2, which is over 25%. Gonna take a leadership check. On a leadership 9, I roll a 6 this time. They pass.
End of White Scars turn 2, really good overall. The shooting was much more effective than we've had in the past, which is fantastic. Got lucky to break one of those Terror squads. We will have Night Lords reserves coming in next turn, but hopefully we can survive the pushback and then move up the board.
Night Lords, turn 2, the morale phase. The Terror Squad in the middle, they managed to pass their check. They rallied and are consolidating to hide between 2 pillars. The reserves, which is my Delegatus and a tactical squad, they came in from my table edge. The veterans on the side here moved forward 6 inches. They've opened the door to peek round the corner. And the other terrorist squad, fully committed now, is moving up to attack the breaches. Turn 2 shooting, the tactical squad with the Delegatus, they ran forwards. They got a 4 on their check. The formerly broken Terror Squad has rallied and they're going to take a couple of snapshots into the Breacher Squad. 2 of them left, Volkites, 2 shots each. 4. 2 hits, they are wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s for preferred enemy. 1 wound, okay. Didn't get a 1 there.
Single 3-up armor save, passed.
The second Terror Squad, they're going to level their Volkite charges into the breaches. There's 4 of them, that's 8 shots. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling any 1s because of preferred enemy. Wow. That is 3 2s and a single 1. 4 hits. Astounding. Okay, 4 hits, wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. 3 wounds, 3 saves.
3 wounding hits, 3-up armor save. Oh, fail 1, so 1 breacher dies, and then you get Deflagrate.
Deflagrate. The Deflagrate didn't actually wound. Turn 2, assault phase. The Terror Squad is going to attempt a charge at the Breacher Marines. They get to make their reaction fire and overwatch.
Alright, let's see if we can do this. Oh, 5, so no, we're firing at snapshots only.
That's very good.
17 shots, however, rapid firing bolters. Wow, a single hit from 17 shots. Okay, their luck might have run out. Forced to wound. That is a wound, however.
1 save on the Terror Marines. Passed. We've measured the distance. It's a 5-inch charge for the Terror Marines. Make it on a 7.
Lovely.
The Terror Marines have made the charge in. The headsman is issuing a challenge, and the White Scars Breacher Sergeant has accepted. Terror Marines cause fear, so the White Scars need to take a fear test.
Okay, 9 or under. Ooh, 3. Okay, we're good.
They pass happily. So the headsman is going to roll first. He's got 3 attacks, 2 base plus the bolt pistol and close combat weapon. Preferred enemy, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. Alright, that's 1 hit, wounding on 4s and re-rolling the 1s. Get to re-roll that, and it's a failure.
Ouch.
Alright, after that failure, the rest of the squad is going to attempt to show the headsman how it's done. 9 attacks between the 3 of them, hitting on 4s, re-rolling the 1s. This is so not optimal.
Jesus Christ.
That is 2 successful hits and 1 1 to re-roll, which is also a 2.
Wow.
2 hits, wounding on 4s, re-rolling the 1s. Snake Eyes, re-roll both of those. 2 wounds.
Okay, 2 winning hits, 3-up armor saves. Fighting back at the same initiative, we have the Breacher Marines, only 6 in range to strike, so hitting on 4s, half, it's not too bad. Wounding on 4s, only 1 wounding hit.
1 save for the Night Lord Terror Marines. Passed.
And finally, initiative 1 in the challenge, the Breacher Sergeant is going to strike with his Power Fist. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, only 1 hit, but that might be all we need. 2s to kill, that is a kill.
So, end of the combat. The Night Lords have lost the combat by 1 after a spectacularly bad performance. Taking a test, they need an 8 or under. 7, just passed it. End of turn 2 for the Night Lords. We've done our best, but have not managed to achieve much. The unit in the middle of Terra Marines, they still rallied. The second Terra Marine unit has launched an inconclusive combat against the Breachers, whilst the veterans and the tactical squad are moving up to support.
White Scars turned 3 and started with the reserves going well this time on a 6. So the Vigilator and his 5 Seekers turned up and are just going to lock down that corridor. They have Combi Plasma and their specialist ammunition, so they might just sit there and see if they can stop any reserves from the Night Lords coming in. The ongoing combat is slightly hindrance for us. The tactical support squad with the Volkite just have to sort of sit there and watch the ongoing combat. They could run all the way around, but it's not really worth it. And finally, the tactical squad pushed up 6. They might see if they can take a couple of shots at that Terror squad, the 2 remaining units. However, they have left that door closed as they don't want to be shot and charged by the rather nasty Weapon Master vets. We're going to fire 2 Seekers with the Kraken specialist ammunition, so range 30 will clip that rear Marine, hitting on 2s. Hitting on 2s, only 1 hit unfortunately. Wounding on 4s, no wound. Oh well. Last in the shooting phase, we just ran 2 of the squads as there weren't really any shots. The tactical support squad with the Volkites ran 3, just in case that combat ends badly. They're a little bit further away from it. The tactical squad in the middle rolled a mighty 6, which is really good, and we decided to push towards these 2 Terra Marines. If we can maybe force them to either engage or flee, that would be really good, and we're a little bit further away from that veteran squad. White Scars turn 3 combat phase, and the only combat is the ongoing melee between the Breachers and the Terror squad. Start of the phase, we have to take a fear check. Double 6, okay, we are scared. So we'll be striking at weapon skill 1. After that unfortunate result, we'll strike out with the Breachers first. 8 attacks at initiative 4, hitting on 5s now. That wouldn't have actually been any different if it was a thing. There was all 1s and 2s. So double 6, 4s to wound, 2 wounding hits, not too bad.
2 saves on the Terra Marines. Passed both. 9 attacks from the Terra Marines going back. Now they're scary. They get to hit on 3s. That is way more like it. Preferred enemy though. I get to re-roll the 1.
Ooh, full house.
9 hits. Alright. Terra Marines are going to wound on 4s. Re-rolling the 1s. 9 hits. Unfortunately, no 1s, but I'm still very happy with that.
All right, 6 wounds. That was tough. 3 at a time before we get to the Sergeant. So 1 Breacher dead, 2, 3 Breachers dead. That's not good news. Last up at Initiative 1, we have the Breacher Sergeant. See if he can save this combat. We have 2 attacks with a Power Fist, hitting on 5s. Oh, okay, 1 hit. That's good. 2s to kill. Okay, that is 1 dead Terra Marine. End of the combat, the Terra Marine's doing really well there. The White Scars lost by distance of 2, so we need 7 or under to stay in combat. 7 on the dot. Thankfully, that combat carries on. End of turn 3 for White Scars. Not too bad overall. A bit of a movement turn. We just moved the attack squad. The Seekers and the Vigilator coming on was really good news, so we can now just pin down that corridor, as it were. The ongoing combat over here with these 2 Terra Marines, they're just showing how scary they are. In every sense of the word. They just chewed through that unit, but really luckily we stayed in combat, and we can hopefully just tie them up, maybe win it next turn, but it's going to be difficult as we're still going to be scared. However, all the Night Lords that are in the game are now on the table, same with White Scars, so now we just need to see what happens in the next few turns.
Night Lords, turn 3 movement. The tactical squad with the Delegatus have moved up the board. They're getting ready to seize the central corridor, but they are worried about those Seekers there. The Terra Marines that were drastically reduced in number, they've moved around to engage the tactical squad with support from the veterans who are coming up from behind. Night Lords, turn 3, shooting phase. The veteran squad at the end here are going to level their bolt pistols into the tack. They are hitting on 3s. Alright, that's 4 hits. Quite happy with that. They will be wounding on 4s. That is 3 wounds, 3 saves for the White Scars.
Okay, 3 ups on the tactical squad. All passed, lovely.
Following that astonishingly successful round of fire from the veterans, the Terror Squad are going to fire into the same unit with their Volkite charges. 4 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling the 1s. Didn't roll a 1, so that's 2 hits, wounding on 3s, re-rolling the 1s. 2 wounds, 2 saves.
2 winning hits, 3 ups, double 6, they're loving it.
To round off the shooting phase, the Tactical Squad and the Delegatus took a run forwards of 3 inches. Night Lords, turn 3, assault phase. The veterans are going to charge the Tactical Squad first to preserve the Terror Squad from that Overwatch fire. It's going to be a reaction fire check.
Okay, 4 or under. Another failed reaction fire. So we did count it up. We have 15 shots from the Tac Squad, which is pretty good. However, we're only hitting on 6s now. Oh, not
Still
too
pretty
bad.
good.
2, 4, 6 hits against the veterans. Reroll wounding on 4s. Sorry, we did move 6, so no extra wounds from the swift action. So only 2 wounding hits.
2 saves for the veteran Marines. The sergeant is safely at the back of the unit, so failed 1 model down. Charge distance for the veterans 3 inches. It's fine. The veteran Marines happily made their charge on a 7. The Terror Marines are also going to charge. Theirs is 2 inches. I rolled a 4.
Nice.
First things first, a fear check for the White Scars.
Okay, Terror Marines are scary. An 11. We fail another fear check.
That is beautiful. The veterans are weapon masters, but because of the fear check, it makes no difference. They've got 4 attacks each, hitting on 3s. 12 dice. Not so great. Matt, pretty good. That is 4 misses, which leaves me with 8 hits, wounding on 4s. Okay, that's pretty good. 3 failed to wound, that leaves 5 saves for the Tactical Marines.
Okay, 5 3-ups on the Tactical Squad. Oh, we only fail once. We drop 1 Marine. That's not too bad. Striking back before 1 Marine dies, 5 attacks from the Tactical Marines into the veterans, hitting on 5s. Oh, 2 hits, not too bad. And 4s to wound, 1 wound.
1 wound, 1 save on the veteran Marines. It's a failure. Now the challenge is, the 2 sergeants are facing off. The veteran sergeant has got 4 attacks. He's going to hit on 3s. I miss with 3. 1 attack. Hits. Now wounding on 4s. It's a wound.
All right, wound on the veteran sergeant, 3 up.
Passes.
Striking back initiative 4, 2 attacks from the sergeant into the veteran sergeant. Really lucky to survive there. 5s to hit, however, that's 1 hit. That might be enough. 4s to wound.
Re-rolling.
No. Yeah, shred. No, double 2, so they bounce off.
So the Terror Marines, they are also going to attack. They've got 4 attacks each on the charge, hitting on 3s, re-rolling the 1s, which is good. I've got, what's that? 3 misses that I get to re-roll, 1 complete miss. All right, I'll take that. 7 hits. Now I'm wounding on 4s, re-rolling any 1s. Also pretty good. 1 more failed to wound, but 2 re-rolls for a total of 5 saves.
Oof, okay, that's rough. 5 3-ups. Okay, 2 Tactical Marines do die. Before they die, however, we have 6 Tactical Marines will strike at the Terror Marines, hitting on 5s due to fear. Only 1 hit, and wounding on 4s. That is a wound, however.
1 save on the Terror Marines. Passed.
End of that combat, bit of a rough one. We lost by 2, dropped 3, but we killed 1 in return. So we need 7 or under to stay in combat. 7 on the nose. That's great. That combat carries on.
The second assault on the board is the 2 Terror Marines versus the Breacher squad. The Breachers once more have to check for fear.
Okay, let's see if we're scared of those Night Lords. No, this time we pull it together.
They've mastered their fear. The 2 Terror Marines have got 3 attacks each, which is a total of 6, hitting on 4s, re-rolling any 1s. Any 6s are precision strikes. 1 failure, 2 re-rolls, and a precision hit. Re-rolling. That's one more hit and one more failure. So 3 hits, 1 precision hit. Precision hit is going to go onto the sergeant. Fails to wound, but preferred enemy, I get to re-roll the 1. And still fails to wound. The 3 other hits go onto the generic breaches. 2 wounds, 1 failure.
Okay, did quite well to escape there. 2 3-up armor saves. 1 pass, 1 fail. The breacher does die. Before the breach is dragged down, we do get to strike back. 5 attacks, hitting on 4s. 3 1s. 2 hits, wounding on 4s. 2 wounds, however. This could be enough.
This could finish off the terror squad. 2 wounds. Passed both saves.
Striking initiative 1, the sergeant levels his power fist. 2 attacks. We need at least one of these to hit. Come on. Double hit. That's amazing. 2s to kill. Okay, we rolled 1 1, so that is 1 Terror Marine dead.
At the end of the combat between the Terror Squad and the Breacher Marines, it was 1 wound aside, which means it's a drawn combat, and the 2 are going to be stuck there for the next turn. Night Lords, end of turn 3. The assault against the tactical squads went better than expected, but is still something of a stalemate. However, the lone Terror Marine against the Breacher Squad is doing sterling service, still just hanging in there, and looking forward to turn 4.
White Scar's turn 4 movement phase. Not a lot to do. Both half our army is locked in combat. The support squad with the Volkites are just moving around to see if they can get towards that central corridor. They might be able to put their weight of fire into either of those squads if the combat ends unexpectedly. On our left flank, bit of a tough decision. The Vigilator with the Seekers, we could have sat still in this corridor and waited for the tactical squad to come through, but they probably would have been able to move through and shoot and charge in 1 turn. So we've moved first. 1 member was just close enough to open that door. We do have a couple of combi players that will level at the squad and see if we can shoot. Fully expecting to inflict a couple of casualties, but then get moved up on and shot and charged next turn. But at least that way we get a shooting phase and an Overwatch phase, hopefully, rather than just an Overwatch phase. So it's a bit of a gamble, but we'll see what happens. Turn 4 shooting. Starting the phase, the tactical support squad ran a mighty 6 inches. Just came around that corner and will continue to push on further up the board later in the game. The only shooting in the shooting phase is the Vigilator and the Seekers. Bit of a tough choice, but we chose to fire the 1 Marine without a combi players and the Vigilator. They're all going to use Tempest rounds, which is a rapid fire blast. After all the scatters were calculated, it was 12 hits on the unit, which is really good. Wounding on 5s, thanks to strength 3. Oh, it's not great. Only 2 wounds, but we do have Shred because of Blast in Zone Mortalis. Oh, a little better. Okay. That is 8 wounding hits overall.
8 saves. The Sergeant and the Delegatus are right at the back, so take those. Managed to fail 1.
Wow.
Nice.
Next up, we have 2 combi players. They're both going to double tap into the tactical squad. 2s to hit. Ooh, 1. As it gets hot, let's do the armor save now. Fail. So 1 Seeker does kill himself. Correction after that, one of the hits was a 6, so that is a precision shot. We'll put it onto the squad sergeant. So Night Lords player, you can look out service. No, okay, so that does go onto the sergeant. So the hit on the sergeant, 2 to kill. That does kill. Another correction, there is a cover save for that, so we've wounded, so 5 up. Ooh, okay, goes through. That does kill the squad sergeant. The 2 wounding hits onto the squad, 2s to kill. Those are 2 more dead tactical marines. So it's pretty good going.
End of the shooting phase.
I need to get in position for the camera. I'll intro it. End of the shooting phase, not too bad. We lost a Seeker to overheat, but we killed enough to force a morale check on this tactical squad.
Leadership 9 on the Delegatus. That is a pass. 7.
White Scar's turn 4 assault, and we're going to start straight away with the very long ongoing combat between the Breachers and the Terror Marine. We need a fear check to start off with. Just pass on a 7, that's good. We have 4 Breachers and a Sergeant initiative 1, so start with the Breachers first. 4s to hit, wow. 4 hits, that's pretty good. And then 3 hits, and then 4s to wound, 2 wounds, that's pretty good.
2 saves to take on the lone Terror Marine. Passes them both. That's what I like to see. Marine gets to make 3 attacks back. He'll be hitting on 4s, but re-rolling the 1s. I've got a 1 and a miss, so 1 hit so far. Re-roll. Just the 1 hit. Wounding on 4s, re-rolling the 1. 1 wound, 1 save.
Okay, we'll take this on a regular breacher. 3 up. Fails. So he does kill a breacher before he does. Last up at initiative 1, we have the Sergeant with the Power Fist. He really needs to do some work here. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Okay, 1 hit, that is enough. However, 2 to kill. Ooh, okay, just. Okay, so they wipe the squad finally, which is great, and then finally consolidate. 6 inches, we'll take it. Only other combat in the turn is the sandwiched tactical squad. We need a fear check to start with. Okay, passed on a 7, thankfully. Striking simultaneously, initiative 4, we have 4 attacks into the veterans to start with from the tacticals, hitting on 4s for us. Wow, all hit, that's fantastic. And then 4s to wound, 2 wounds, we'll take that.
2 saves on the veteran Marines, looking for 3s. Failed 1. Before he goes down, it's going to be 6 attacks back from the 2 veterans, hitting on 3s because they are weapon masters. Right, I rolled 2 1s. Sadly, these aren't Terra Marines. 4 hits. That's terrible. 1 wound.
Okay, that's pretty good for us, but let's see if we can save it. No, so the tactical marine does die at the same time. Fighting in the ongoing challenge, also initiative 4, we have the White Scars Sergeant and the veteran tactical sergeant from the Night Lords. The White Scars Sergeant, roll first, simultaneous. 2 attacks with the Lightning Claw, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, that might be all we need though. 4s to wound. That is an AP3 wound, so that will kill the Sergeant. However, he gets a strike back first.
Sergeant's got 3 attacks back, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound, 1 save.
Okay, that might be enough to kill him, let's see. Oh, he just stays in the combat. Other side of the combat, we have 4 more Tactical Marines against the Terra Marines, hitting on 4s. Only 2 hits, but average, I'll take it. Wounding on 4s, 1 wound.
1 save on the 2 remaining Terra Marines. It's a pass. Those 2 Terra Marines get to make 6 attacks back. They are hitting on 4s, but re-rolling the 1s because of preferred enemy. Alright, that's 1 miss and 1 re-roll. That is 5 hits. Wounding on 4s, re-rolling the 1s. 2 fails to wound, but 3 saves for the White Scars.
Okay, 3 ups. All passed. Wow.
All passed.
End of the combat, the White Scars inflicted 2 casualties and only took 1 in return, which is fantastic work. So now the Night Lords need to take some leadership checks to stay in combat. First up, the veteran squad.
The veterans, the sergeant's gone, so they've got leadership 8. -1 is on a 7 or more, or less even. That's a pass for the veterans. The Terra Marines, they've got leadership 9 across the board, so on an 8 or less. That's a pass for them.
Okay, combat carries on. White Scars, end of turn 4, and we can't complain. We finally won that combat with the Preachers, and they are moving up. The Volkite tactical support are also moving up, which is really great news. We're staying locked in that combat on the right flank. There are only 3 Marines to get through, but they are all quite nasty in combat. 1 bad set of rolls and we could lose that, but holding ground is also a victory in our book. The only one that's a bit of a worry is this almost full-size tactical squad with the enemy HQ in. Will probably pile in and might well wipe that Seeker squad with the Vigilator in with a bit of a Warlord off next turn.
Night Lords, turn 4, movement. The tactical squad with the Delegatus have moved up, and that is all the movement for the turn. Night Lords, turn 4, shooting. The tactical squad and the Delegatus are going to shoot their bolt pistols into the Seekers and the Vigilator. 7 shots, but 1 of them is BS5. That's pretty bad. I was hitting on 3s, 4 misses, 2 hits. Let's roll that BS5. 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. 2 wounds, 2 saves.
Okay, the Vigilator is up front, and he does have Scout Armor to give him infiltrate. So we're going to look out, sir, both of these onto Power Armor of the Seekers. 2 up to look out, sir. Ooh. Okay, so he has to take 1, but the Seekers will take 1. So the 3 up on the Seekers, pass, and the 4 up on the Vigilator, pass, luckily.
Luckily. Night Lords, turn 4 assault. We've got a 2-inch charge to get the tactical squad and the Delegatus in on those Seekers and the Vigilator, but they get to make a reaction fire first.
Alright, reactionary fire check. We haven't done very well on these in the past. 4 or under.
Yes!
Failed the 3rd in a row. Okay, well, we're going to fire anyway. So we have 8 shots, rapid firing, hitting on 6s, 3 hits, not bad. And wounding on 4s, we're only using the regular ammunition, 1 wounding hit.
So 1 save on the Tactical Marines. It's a failure.
Okay, we kill 1. The Seeker Sergeant has his Combi Plasma, didn't fire it last turn, and will double tap this turn. We need 6s, but it's better than nothing. So let's see what we do. No overheats though, so not too bad.
Alright, the Night Lords have weathered the Overwatch there. Got a 2-inch charge still to make, and it's made on a 7. The Night Lords have made it into combat. There's a fear check first, because the Delegatus has got Trophies of Judgment.
Alright, 9 or under from the Vigilator's leadership. We get a 7 again. All happy.
Happily past that. The Delegatus is also going to issue a challenge.
Accepted by the Seeker Sergeant. He probably will die, but it staves off the Warlord kill for a turn or 2, probably, so it's best we can do.
Yeah, Talent for Murder is on, which gives the Night Lords +1 to hit and +1 to wound. The Delegatus is weapon skill 5. He's going to be hitting on 2s, and he gets 1 reroll. Rerolling, that's 4 hits. Now, with the Nostraman Chainglaive, 4 hits, he's strength 5 effective +1, which means he's wounding on 2s as well, and with the Child of Terror Warlord trait, he gets to reroll any 1s. Doesn't matter. That's 4 wounds at AP 3.
Okay, this is initiative 5, so before any of the unit gets a strike other than the Vigilator, the Sergeant just dies at AP 3. 3 hits then go on to the Vigilator as he's next in base, but we will look out, sir, these onto the rest of the squad if possible. Okay, that is a double 1. So 1, the successful lookout, sir, kills the Vigilator, so it kills the Seeker. The Vigilator has to take 2 hits. That would kill him. He's only got scout armor, but he does have a refractor field, so we need 2 5-ups to keep him in the game. Double 6. Okay, he shrugs it off.
Beauty.
So that does kill the Sergeant and 1 other Seeker. Striking initiative 5 as well, the Vigilator, lucky to survive, will hit out the squad, see if he can do some damage. 4 attacks with close combat weapon, hitting on 3s. It's 2 hits, and force to wound. No wounds, unfortunate. Down to initiative 4, we'll just strike with the 2 Seekers that are left. 2 attacks hitting on 4s, 1 hit and wounding on 4s, no wounds. That's pretty predictable.
The Night Lord Tactical Squad is now going to attack back. They've got 5 attacks between them, but they charged for an extra 1, so that's 10 attacks. Talent for Murder is still on, so they are wounding on 3s, hitting on 3s. Right, that's pretty good. 3 1s is not so great, but 7 hits. Wounding on 3s as well. With the Warlord trait, I get to reroll the 1s. It's pretty good. 1 reroll, 4 wounds, 4 saves for the Seekers and the Vigilator.
We'll take these one at a time on the Seeker squad, and then the Vigilator will see if they look out, serve them onto the other one. So 4 wounds, 3 ups. Okay, he dies straight away. 3 lookout serves on a 2 up, all passed. So 1 at a time in case the Seeker dies. Survives the second, dies on the third, so the 4th one goes on to the Vigilator, which is a 4-up scout armor. Passed. End of that combat, that was rough. We lost by 4, so the Vigilator needs a 5 or under to stay in combat. No, 7 again, so we are running. Initiative off, we're both initiative 5. White Scars get a 5.
So it's a 5 for the White Scars and 2 for the Night Lords.
Okay, so the Vigilator runs 6 inches, and the Night Lords consolidate
4. Continuing turn 4 assault, we've got the Lone Tactical Squad versus the Veteran Tactical Squad and the 2 Terror Marines. They've got to take another fear check.
Alright, see if we can pass this. 7 again. Yeah, we're happy.
Happily passed. Leading with the Terror Marines, 6 attacks. No 1s, so no rerolls. That is 4 hits, wounding on 4s. 2 1s, otherwise. That is no wounds.
Wow, lucky there. 4 attacks back into the Terror Marines from the White Scars. Triple 1. 1 hit. Can it be a wound? That is a wound.
1 wound. Enough. 1 save on the Terror Marines. Passed.
Golden.
Veteran Marine attacking back. 3 attacks hitting on 3s. 2 hits. He gets to wound on 4s. 1 wound.
Okay, 3 up. Failed. So that does drag down a Tactical Marine. Striking back, we have the Sergeant going to attack into the Veteran. 1 hit, but that might be all we need. 4s to wound, that is a wound, and that is AP3, so that kills the Veteran. The Sergeant killing the Veteran frees up 1 Tactical Marine to put an attack into the Terror Squad, so we have 1 extra attack hitting on 4s, so hit, wounding on 4s, no wounds.
Despite the loss of the veteran tactical marine, combat remains a tie. Night Lords, end of turn 4. The combat between the tactical squad, the veterans, and the Terra Marines ends in a tie, but the veterans are dead, leaving the Terra Marines against the rest of those as tactical marines. Over at the other end of the table, the Delegatus and the tactical squad have managed to obliterate the Seekers and send the Vigilator running for his life.
White Scar's turn 5 movements, possibly last turn of the game, started off, the Vigilator rolled a 10 on his morale check and continued running. He's just moved all the way to the end of that little corridor, opened one set of doors. In reaction, the Volkite support squad moved forward and just opened the other door, just to let him through next turn if he does carry on, and also just to get some shots down this corridor if this tactical squad with Delegatus decide to chase the Vigilator, possibly for a Warlord kill. In the middle, the Breachers, the 4 remaining members, have moved down the corridor and they are going to see if they can sacrifice themselves or at least challenge and tie up this HQ unit. Other than that, we have our tactical squad fighting the 2 lone Terra Marines. Numbers say we should win, but previous experience from Terra Marines means that possibly it is up in the air. Bit of a odd game overall. The Vigilator running was really bad news for us. That will count as a Warlord kill if the game ends this turn. So we really need to do well and then have a 6th turn. White Scar's turn 5 shooting, or rather the running phase. All we did was the tactical support squad rolled to run. Rolled a mighty 6, but we only used about 2 or 3 inches. They just shuffled backwards slightly to, again, keep their distance from this unit if it chooses to pursue next turn. They are within range, pre-measured, so as soon as any Night Lords round this corner, they will be in range of Volkites, so hopefully dissuade them. Other than that, the Breacher squad ran rolled a 4 rather, ran 3, and just put themselves right in this doorway to jam it closed, meaning they can hold only 2 abreast, and hopefully the Night Lords won't be able to bring as many of their numbers against them. White Scar's turn 5 assault phase, and we are straight into the ongoing combat between the tactical squad and the terror squad. To start off with, we have a fear check we need to pass. Double 3, that is a 6. I saw a 6 there for a minute, which was a bit scary, but we're all good. We'll go through the Terra Marines attacks first.
Attacking simultaneously, leading with Terra Marines, they've got 6 attacks, hitting on 4s, the 1s, nice. Which is good.
Yeah.
2 rerolls, so 4 hits. They're going to be wounding on 4s, re-rolling a 1, which is nice. 2 wounds, 2 saves for the White Scars.
Okay, 3 ups. Ooh, double 1. Okay, 2 tactical marines go down to those Terra Marines. Scary stuff. Striking back at the same initiative before those 2 marines die, we have 6 tactical marines, so 6 attacks. Only 2 hits, not great. And then 4s to wound, and 1 and a 2, so no wounds. We then have the Sergeant with the Lightning Claw. He really needs to do some work here. 2 attacks, double hit. Okay, this is perfect. 4s to wound, sorry. That is 1 wound. Shred, no. So that is only 1 wound. So 1 Terra Marine does die. End of that combat, the White Scars did suffer 2 casualties to the 1 inflicted, so we lose by 1. We needed an 8 or under to stay in combat. Oh, okay, 7, good. We are locked in for 1 more round. Nice and quick, that's the end of turn 5 for White Scars. We've done what we can. We're in position with the Breachers and the Volkite squad. Really hope we get turn 6 so this Vigilator can rally, but he might, get charged or shot or killed next turn. Happy to have stayed in combat even though we lost over on this right flank. If we can kill that lone Terra Marine next turn, that is 1 more point towards the victory conditions. So that would be great, but they're proving resilient. So we'll see what happens in Night Lords turn 5.
Night Lords, turn 5. A tough decision to make here. The Delegatus and his squad together are worth 3 victory points to the enemy, but
Just go from but.
But that Vigilator has to die. So the Night Lords are coming around the corner. They're gonna try and get rid of him. Night Lords, turn 5, shooting. The Delegatus and the tactical squad are going to fire their bolt pistols into the fleeing Vigilator. Only 4 of the tactical marines have a shot, but the Delegatus himself is hitting on 2s. That is 2 hits, plus Delegatus, 3 hits, wounding on 4s. 1 wound, 1 4-up save.
Okay, 1 armor save. The Vigilator does only have Scout armor, unfortunately. So 4 up, failed. So he takes a wound, 1 remaining.
Night Lords, turn 5 assault phase. The Delegatus and his squad are going to charge the Vigilator, who's still running away. He's got a test to regroup.
Okay, Leadership 9, we need to do this, otherwise he's dead. That's the second 10 he's rolled, and he's just swept off the board. He's not keen to face those Night Lords in combat.
The Vigilator, having failed his test, is removed from the board, which leaves the Delegatus and the Tactical Squad to consolidate 3 inches, and they've just bunched themselves out away from range. Night Lords, the Terror Squad that's been doing sterling service since the very start of the game, still in that combat. This could be the one that swings it. The Tactical Marines got to take another fear check.
Okay, double dice. We're not doing too well here. It's the third 10 in a row. So they have failed. So they are scared of that Terror Marine.
Of 1 man.
Yeah.
The 2 units are attacking simultaneously. Terror Marine, we're going to roll first. 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. Rerolling the 1s. Wow. 2 rerolls. So that's 1 wound, 1 save for the White Scars.
Okay, 3 up. Passed. Lovely. Okay, we'll strike back. We are a weapon skill 1, really unfortunate from that fear check. 4 attacks, hitting on 5s, no hits. And then we have 2 attacks from the Sergeant, no hits. So that is another drawn combat.
Night Lords, end of turn 5. The Delegatus and the Tactical Squad have hoovered up the Warlord kill on the Vigilator. Hopefully, if we go to turn 6, they'll survive the vengeance of the support squad. And the other fight between the Tactical Squad and the Terror Marine, who's been alive since the start of the game, ended in a draw. For the Night Lords, at the end of the possible end of the game, we've done almost as well as we can expect, considering the devastating shooting at the start. It's variable game length, so we're going to roll and see what happens. We're rolling for the variable game length. The Night Lords really want it to end here because we think that we might lose if it carries on.
White Scars, we'd love a turn 6. We think we could possibly win that combat against the Terror Marine, and we could probably do a decent amount of damage with our shooting on this side. So we'd love a turn 6. Let's see what we have.
And the roll. And that's it. Ends on a 2.
Okay, we'll add up the victory points and come back to you in Season 1.
That was a really close game. I think both armies put a bit of a struggle there, didn't they?
That was up and down, I think, all over the place. Felt pretty good after the first couple of turns, I think.
Not for me.
Yeah, my dice finally sort of rolled right, and it was all good. And then those Night Lords clawed it back to a close finish.
Yeah, these, as I said earlier, these games, they really escalate. You think that you're down and out, but a couple of lucky rolls and a bit here or there, and it can just turn real quick as well. So some good use of the board as well. You've fanned out a little bit. It's not been clustered in one area.
Yeah, sometimes in Zone Mortalis you end up just all slap bang on one flank, just fighting over a couple of doors. But that was quite drawn out, actually, quite a lot of movement.
Yeah. Julian, how was your game? Give me a little chat. What do you got?
Yeah, I think it went pretty well for the Night Lords. It was pretty horrific to start with. Lost all those models, but those Terror Squads, they really do show their worth, and they're the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I don't know how many fear checks I failed, 3 or 4 throughout the whole
At
course
least
of the game.
over half, I would say.
Yeah, it was nutty. It's my fault for not painting my Vixella.
Well, very true. Everyone loves a reroll, right?
Yeah.
Let's do the victory points. It is incredibly close. We'll start with the White Scars. So there was First Blood.
Yep, we killed 1 unit.
And kill points, you killed 2 units.
Yeah, we destroyed a Terror Squad and a Veteran Squad, I believe.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So White Scars 3, but it was the Night Lords that pipped it to 4. They got 2 for their kill points. Warlord and Chosen Duty. Tell me about Chosen Duty.
Yeah, so I chose to run the Chosen Duty, which is a Delegatus specific right of war, which meant I had to take a compulsory veteran's choice, but that's fine. And if the Delegatus survived the game, I gain a VP.
Yeah, why not?
There we go.
Bit of a gamble. I could have lost.
Yeah.
Pips
you to the win, but that's why I was hoping for that turn 6. That Volkite gun line had his name.
Yeah.
But hey, it's variable for you.
Yeah, so final victory points, we had 3 to the White Scars and 4 to the Night Lords. So a really great start to our 3-part campaign.
Yeah.
What have we got in store for the next one?
So 1,000 points, and it is the sabotage mission. So we will be attempting to blow up some reactors, and we'll leave it as that as a teaser. Next intro, you'll find out what we're up to. But escalating to 1k, and we're going for the assault mission rather than the encounter mission this time.
Cool. All of the photos from this game will be on the channel's Facebook page, so please go there. Or you can find the Instagram account, which is @FlickOChannel. Boris, where can we find you?
Pack_paints Instagram.
Fantastic. And Julian, you've got something to tell us?
Just to say we've written up a blog over a period that we're bringing off. It's JANUSSEN'S Hope, name of the campaign as well. We've got an old rule set for a campaign that we played in the past, and going to be posting a few more things on there sometime soon.
Great stuff. So all those details will be in the description below, and I'll put a little link in the bottom and some details on the bottom of the screen here, so you can follow that blog if you so choose to do so. Gents, good game. We'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.